remember your why. As in, like, why you got into this, why you did something in the first place, why did you sack Kanye in the first place, why did you terminate the contract, and then to go back on it because you're gonna lose money? Ridiculous. Hey, what up, and welcome to another episode of Creased. And yes, you've read the title, we're talking about Kanye West. I figured I'd get it over and done with. At this point I'm sick of talking about him. Like, I'm hearing it, but it's in the world and all this content, and we just gotta touch on it. We gotta do everything that we can to just get it over and done with. But what I want to do is start with something I saw Sneaker Freaker put up. It's like a statement, because essentially this Kanye and Adidas coming back together has been rumored for a while, but the rumor just keeps strengthening. No party has said no, that it's not happening. So I just want to read this statement that came from Sneaker Freaker, touch on it with what I heard prior, and dissect this shit. Probably not the last time, because let's be honest, this keeps coming back. It's like the zombie of the sneaker world. Basically, the post was titled "Everything We Know About Ye and Adidas's New Agreement." Weeks after it was announced that Adidas's revenue would take a 1.29 billion hit in 2023 following the end of the Yeezy partnership in 2022, rumors suggest that Ye may be returning to Team Trefoil. Trefoil is obviously the old school logo that they use on originals. Here's what we know. Although rumors alleging that Kanye West and Adidas could be in talks about a new arrangement began circling the internet around February 20, it's unclear where they actually started. Currently, multiple sources state that a new contract has allegedly been signed, suggesting Ye would help Adidas sell the remaining $500 million worth of Yeezy stock. Although, from what we can tell, once all products have been sold, the contract will once again be put to bed. That's interesting. There are two sides to this contract coin. On Adidas's end, they have billions of dollars burning a hole in their pocket, and the worrying revenue figures could impede the brand's growth. Yes, losing money is bad. Bro, they could recover, they could write it off on tax if they've donated it, whatever. Producing footwear is a costly task, both timely and financially, so this large amount of excess and unsold products undoubtedly means that some execs will feel the pressure. Money talks, and with other aspects of their business also struggling, re-signing Ye could be a safe option, financially speaking. Because let's be honest, if you're gonna take that massive stance and then just come back with your tail between your legs, you're in a good position if you're Kanye. Contrary to the aforementioned positives, it makes sense that Adidas aren't super interested in reneging on their word. In their termination press release, they said, Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech. Ye's recent comments and actions have been unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous, and they violate the company's values of diversity, inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness. Ultimately, a new partnership with Ye would go back on what the brand believes in, leaving them open to public scrutiny. Now, I agree with that. If you make this hardball stance for or against, and then you come back later because of money, you don't really care about those issues that you initially stated, do you? You care more about the money. If the rumors are true and Adidas does re-sign Ye, it's a controversial decision that could end up paying off financially at the cost of the brand's broader public image. Again, they're trying to be inclusive, anti-racism, all that type of stuff. It's not groundbreaking or anything. Obviously, you should just be a nice person. But if they're gonna come back to the party again with their tail between their legs purely because they're gonna lose money and throwing away those values that they initially put to the forefront in why they fired him, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's a weird situation, man, because like, part of me thinks Kanye isn't very intelligent from an academic type thing. You could say street smarts, you could say fashion, you could say creative, but like, from what I gather, what he's trying to say when he's saying, I love the dude in Germany, right? I don't know if this will fuck me up if I'm saying fuck, so it doesn't matter, but for me, I feel like he's going the blanket statement of being a Christian and he just loves everybody. But by him saying that one person that he loves, it's controversial. But he's saying, you know, God is love, Jesus is love, love everybody, love every person, no matter what they've done. I'm not religious, I don't pertain to be, I don't care to understand the thought process of that, but in trying to understand it, I see that's what it is, right? So, saying all these things, a lot of the time, you know, without a filter, if you put a camera in front of him, he's just going to ramble along. He should come with his very own team to edit and put context into things, because an unfiltered Kanye is not good for anybody, himself, business, whatever. If Adidas, well, Kanye's been pretty quiet, whether or not it's because he's been deplatformed or whatever, from a lot of things. Like Twitter, Elon gave everyone their Twitter back. Kanye starts doing all this type of shit. Even Elon was like, nah, that's too much. And he's a big proponent of free speech. Just don't be doing that shit. It's crazy that Kanye got banned off Twitter, but like terrorist organizations aren't. They got the blue check. Crazy. Now with this statement, they basically said that this new deal would be, this is all rumors, obviously. The idea would be, this would be like a one-time thing, one last dance, just to get rid of all the stock that's there. Not a bad idea for Adidas, because obviously when the rumors started circulating, people, this narrative started to come out. Would Yeezy fanboys actually buy them if they weren't Yeezys? If they were just Adidas 350, Adidas whatever. And I think they started to get nervous, like if we just take the inner sole out, these may not sell. They're stuck with all this product, they own the patents, they can do whatever they want legally. But whether or not these designs were already okayed, penciled in, whatever, maybe they'd want to do it on that stance. From what I heard locally from my mate, that I don't think he works there anymore, but he was at Adidas, right? He told me that all the pairs were getting gathered up. They would essentially be going to Sydney and Melbourne stores, and it would just be first come, first serve. They'd all be there. They'd be clearing them out. When I said clearing them out, I said, oh, so under retail? He said, no, they'll be going for retail. I said, I don't think they realised that Yeezys weren't really selling. Yeezys were sitting. And they have a thing, right, where if they've been there for like a week, this is Adidas stores, if they've been there for a week and they're still sitting, they take them off the shelves so as to maintain that hype, that hysteria. That's what they do. So these colorways that were coming out around the time that this was happening, was like a grey, they were terrible. They were super average. Even Kanye was saying these were unauthorized colors. And then, you know, the Yeezy fanboys, whether it be ironically, in a trolling way or genuine, were saying, yeah, we're not messing with them if they're not real Yeezys. Like, I don't know, it all seemed like a troll. I feel like people would be buying them anyway. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird situation. The pros of this, obviously, is all this stock you can just liquidate. You get your money back. Righto. We had fun. One last dance. Get rid of it all. Done. Good luck in whatever you're doing. The problem with that is what we were saying before. The reason why he was dumped. You can't just then go back on it purely for a monetary gain. You're going to lose billions of dollars. That sucks. But guess what? You've made hundreds of billions of dollars in years gone by. Your profit margins will go down. I understand you've got shareholders. I understand all this. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. But in any sort of system where, whether it be a sporting team, whatever it is, you've got to have that clear out. You've got to hit rock bottom before you get back up. You're getting to that point, and now you're looking for a cheat code. Now you're looking for an early escape. The pros are obvious. Sell all the Yeezys you're sitting on. The Pirate Black V1s. The Zebras. Them weird 500s that had the foam all up the side. The 950 boots. Man, I don't even know why they're making them. They're the most horrible things I've ever seen. But you're sitting on all this stock, especially the boots. I don't think you can rebrand them as anything else. Does Bad Bunny want a boot? I don't know. Is that a Kanye design? Couldn't tell you. For them to go back on this after having such a hard stance on it. I mean, you look at what Kyrie went through for sharing a link to a movie, and you could say it's the same sort of thing, but it's not. Kanye went ape. He stood his ground. He continued to go into it, right? Kyrie shared a link to a movie about the Black Israelites and then got cancelled. Or they tried to, I don't know. He was stood down for a bit, Nike dropped him, whatever. This is the thing, right? If you watch the Wu-Tang TV series, you see the 5% Nation, which is a religious organization based around Islam, but it's their own thing. Their belief is the black man is God. Next to them is the Black Israelites.
9 verse 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. So then the question is, who does God have mercy for?
The black man himself is God. And knowing that has no fear about who shows him mercy.
Because the Nation of Islam embodies righteousness and wisdom. How can the Nation of Islam embody righteousness and wisdom when you don't know where you're from?
What Kyrie's talking about. These people exist. They've been around forever. Like, people have their beliefs. For me, I believe with politics, with religion, do you, but don't force it on me. Back in the day in New York, they'd be on the streets. Same as what they do now. The churches do it now. They're forcing it on people. It is what it is. Sharing a movie, sharing a link to a movie that's on Amazon. Amazon never felt any of this pressure. No one once said, why is Amazon selling this? They just said, why did Kyrie share this? This is a movie based around the beliefs of the Black Israelites. If you read the Bible word for word, it's okay with a bunch of crazy shit that is not allowed by today's standards. This is just the same thing, right? It's whatever people's take is on history. Now let's get back to Kanye. What he's doing is completely different. His, I believe, is still based on a religious thing where he's like, I love everybody. But he knows what he's doing in the terms of being controversial. There's a reason he's doing it. He wants the attention. He does. It's cost him a lot of money for you to stand on that soapbox, continue, even when you got people either side of you, behind you, whatever, telling you not to. I still believe he's got enough money to be able to just chill and just not do anything for a long time. But with this deal here, they're essentially, was it $500 million worth of Yeezy stock they're sitting on? That's probably like cost price. So then you sell it, mark it up, whatever. So this one little thing, right, with all these pairs, could be the old make 'em miss 'em, right? Obviously, they didn't intend on this. They didn't know Kanye was going to go into this type of mode. But if you take something away, make people miss it, bring it back, make it seem like it's limited, like it is never going to happen again. Like if you say, these Yeezys we're putting out, this is the last of Yeezys. Even if there was no hype prior to this, they're going to sell out. Adidas, Kanye, make a quick little payday. Maybe he uses that for liquidity to build his actual Yeezy brand without Adidas. I don't know. It's crazy times, man. Like honestly, I think, me personally, I still feel like this is a toxic relationship. I feel like Band-Aid, just pull the Band-Aid, be done with it. You're gonna lose some money, that sucks. It sucks. Maybe the CEO takes a pay cut. That'll never happen. Never. It's always the people on the ground floor, unfortunately. But you gotta do some other things, man. Like, remember your why. They got this whole campaign. And when I was listening to people talk about this campaign, like, remember your why. As in, like, why you got into this, why you did something in the first place, why did you sack Kanye in the first place, why did you terminate the contract, and then to go back on it because you're gonna lose money? Ridiculous. You're gonna have to come up with a contingency plan anyway, whether it's Bad Bunny, Beyonce, Jenna Ortega. There's got to be something, right? They've just brought out a bunch of basketball shoes that look like the old Kobe Crazy 8s, and they're attaching Harden to it. Do I think that's going to work? Not really. But there's got to be something. You can't just have all that stance, have that big campaign of Buy Ye, which was hilarious. You can't do that without... You can't do that and then just go back on your word like, it's not going to work. We're going to lose money. We need to make money. Take the L. Take the insoles out. Put an Adidas insole in it. Make it a more comfortable insole even. Imagine if like you get a 350. They're pretty comfortable from what I'm told. I think I've tried a pair on. I can't remember. Chuck a more comfortable insole in it. And then people go, wait, these new like Adidas 350s are even more comfortable. Even if they did that for like the first release, that would get people thinking regardless. They're like, ah man, these are more comfortable than Yeezys. And then they keep buying it. They missed out on the first drop, they do that, whatever. They need to just rip the Band-Aid off. Honestly. Like, what would you do? Would you take the moral high ground? Would you save face? Would you care about your bottom line? It is a business after all. I know there's going to be at least one more video on this. If it does surface, if the shoes do re-release, everything like that. But I hope next time I'm doing a video on Adidas, it's something positive. It may sound like I'm bashing them, but it comes from a place of care. It's emotion. I care about. Like, I grew up wearing this brand. I still got like shell toes. Shell toes are one of my favorite shoes of all time. This shitstorm just doesn't need to happen. It doesn't need to exist. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Lay it all out on the table, uncensored, unfiltered. What do you guys think? I honestly still think rip the Band-Aid off, do away with the toxic relationship and start afresh. Take the hit. You dug yourself in this. Yeah. I don't know, man. Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. We'll be back twice a week. Peace. Hey, what up and welcome to another Kanye episode. Okay. Let's find this shit on Instagram. They posted it in images and all this type of stuff. Weeks after it announced that Adidas... Take two. Weeks after it was announced that Adidas's revenue would take a 1.2 point... Why can't I talk, bro? It's just flapping your gums and making sounds, innit?